Hi there, everyone. This is Jennifer Hough. Again, we're on what? We're on, the first half of our journey of the 12 days. And in this first half of our journey, I'm introducing you to some of my favorite people in the world, people who've inspired me, who really are part of the Heaven on Earth construction crew. Um, my friend Charmaine Hammond is both an author, of course, a couple of time author, but the book that I'm thinking of is the book that's about her dog. It was so good. We'll talk about that later, though. We'll give the link for that book because you guys should read it. It's brilliant. It's about Toby. So and she's a speaker, and right now she's working on a massive film project, which we can't say anything about, which I am so bummed about. But we'll have her on again on Agents of
Oh,
Awakening because it definitely is a world-changing project. You guys will be blown away. It's going to be amazing. And I also know Charmaine because we've actually done a couple of online events together and had a lot of
yeah.
fun, huh?
It was so much fun talking about movements and creating projects that matter and make a difference.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we did. That was the
Yeah,
subject after all.
yeah,
Charmaine is a fellow Canadian as well. And I'm just touched and always so, my body lights up when I talk to you.
yeah.
So you just being here is like a lighter upper. So
Oh,
I can't imagine where this conversation is going to go. And we're talking about today kindness and for no reason kindness for no reason, like how that is in the world, how it happens, why we would do it, how it's made us feel. And you and I were talking earlier about someone that you came upon outside of a hospital.
Mhm.
Can you share that story with everyone? It was so
Yeah.
it was so touching because you weren't having a particularly
No,
great day.
that's right. It started out to be a great day, and then I was going for a walk around our neighborhood, and I started noticing all these like people it looked like people were emptying their car ashtrays and their garbage bag out of their car along the side of the road, and I became really fixated on counting the garbage and getting really angry at myself, Jennifer, that I wasn't cleaning it up because I had no bag to put it in. I didn't have gloves on to pick it up safely, and so I was sort of going through all this drama of
Uh-huh.
my own. And then in the distance, I hear this horn, somebody playing music. And I'm like, what is that? Where is that coming from? And it completely took me into a different space. It was sort of like somebody, making this big clapping noise and forcing my attention to go elsewhere and forgot about
Interesting.
the garbage, forgot about me feeling guilty, feeling frustrated, and I'm just listening. And then I keep walking, I'm kind of following the sound of the horn.
Yeah.
And then on the corner, here's this gentleman playing, and I see him looking up, and he's outside the hospital. And he's looking up, and of course, follow where his head is looking, and there's the people at the windows, and he's playing this music, and I just stood and watched and videoed it because it was just so beautiful to see him doing this. At the time, I didn't know why or if there was someone special, so when he stopped, I asked him, and I said, is this for somebody special? And he kind of indicated that it was for everyone in the hospital and they were all special, and that this was what he
Come
did.
on.
I know. And there was nobody that he was playing for in particular. He's playing for everybody. And he said that, that in the times we're living in right now, there were people that couldn't leave.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday, so he said
Yeah.
he knew that there were people in there that were missing being at their place of worship
Yeah.
or with their family or just being able to engage in something that felt good. And so he complete he I have and then he started playing, so I couldn't continue the conversation. He went back into his purpose
Right.
and I continued to watch. And it completely shifted what everything that happened for me for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's like hashtag people are good. We
Yeah.
forget, don't we? It's like we get into this mindset, but for the even the thought. So what I was thinking of is you wanted to do an act of kindness called picking up the
Yeah.
garbage on the side of the street,
Yeah.
and you were frustrated and you couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden off to the side, you see this guy doing this thing, and I bet you forgot all about the sidewalk, by the way, right?
Did.
And so that's
Yep.
what we do. I swear sometimes, life, it has this amazing way of redirecting us when we get off course,
Mhm.
especially through acts of kindness. And I'm
Yeah.
going to say something that's a little tree shaking, and I want to see where we go with the conversation,
Okay.
which is that I think acts of kindness could also be called acts of generosity of spirit.
Mm. Mhm.
How does that feel to
I
you?
I love that. I love that. Yeah,
It's like
I love it.
it's like giving. So the first thought I had, Charmaine, and I thought I'd speak with you about this, is that we're giving from our overflow, but
Mhm.
I actually think doing an act of unconditional kindness gives us overflow. Don't you think?
Totally. I mean, that was my lesson in that specific incident, and I've seen that happen so many times. Not that I've thought about it in the moment; it's always sort of this afterthought. But yeah,
Yes.
I think for me, it completely gave me overflow. It was sort of like it put deposits back in my in my
Yeah.
well-being bank account for that day, and you know the power of it to just completely shift my thinking and how I felt emotionally and physically in that moment. And absolutely, I mean, the rest of the day was a completely different day.
Don't you think that's true for him too?
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to him, and and then when he started playing so quickly, I was thinking, but I'm not done. I want to just keep talking to you, and then it was sort of like, but wait, talking is interrupting what he came here to do, which was giving from his overflow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and certainly creating more of that for him. I'm
I
sure.
mean, how can that not make, I mean, yeah, how can that not make us feel better, right?
Yeah.
So, so, and I want to make sure too that people understand that what Charmaine did was she's a reporter for the Heaven on Earth construction crew, and she didn't know it. She literally went out, took a video. You probably shared it on your social media, and
Yep, I did.
please reshare it to this
I will.
page, so that everyone has it. But you shared a video probably to your social media about this extraordinary guy, just for absolutely no reason than that he got the instinct to do something good for people who he just thought of for no reason whatsoever. It
Hmm.
wasn't even playing for any specific person. He was playing for everybody.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
cool. And I love that. So a reporter for Agents of Awakening, or for the Heaven on Earth construction crew, is someone that actually is vigilant for the
Mm,
kindness,
mm,
vigilance for the good.
yeah.
Like, now there's a good hashtag.
Yeah. That
Hashtag
is.
vigilance for the
For the
good,
good,
right?
yeah,
And you just ask questions, take a photo, and
yeah,
you put it on your social media and share it with
mhm,
us.
yeah,
And here's the thing about that, you guys. Why watch the news when we can create it? There are so many
yeah,
acts of goodness happening every day. And I
mhm,
think we forget. I can't wait till we get to the day about nature, but I digress.
yeah.
So I have a question for you, Charmaine.
Okay.
Was there ever a time in your life or a period in your life where you feel like where you felt like your life didn't matter, like nothing really mattered, or
Mm,
that you didn't matter, or that you wanted to make a difference but didn't feel like you were enough to make a difference, or you weren't significant enough on the planet? Do you ever feel that
mhm.
way?
Yeah, I can remember it was grade 9. Grade 9, and yeah, I was shy growing up and didn't quite feel like I fit in. High school was not a
Oh,
particularly I know it's hard
me
to believe.
too. Totally a bajillion percent, by the way. Yeah. Shy as anything too.
So, grade 9 was totally painful for me. And it was my grade 9 English teacher, Ms. Ursticatus. I call her Ursticatus because she let us. Can you imagine a grade 9 teacher and she lets us call her by her last name, Ursty for short.
Uh-huh.
And she she had this incredible skill set of just making a place where people fit in.
Mm.
And I loved her class. I just loved her class. And I actually had the chance to get together with her 2 years ago. I did a little project called Letters to My Mentors. And
No
um,
way. Wait. You literally see, this is how cosmic it gets. You literally are playing into our post yesterday where we interviewed Lori,
right,
and we actually are the to do was to find a mentor or a teacher and then write a letter or say something,
brilliant,
right? We literally just,
brilliant.
oh, that's so funny. Okay, so continue on.
So I wrote an email to, or actually, my mom, who worked in the school division for
Uh-huh.
years, went and found an email for Ms. Ursticatus, and the school board helped me get in touch with her. I also connected on Facebook, and I sent her a copy of all my books and thanked her for inspiring me to, first of all, become a jail guard, and then many years later become a writer. And when I was home 2 years ago, we got together for coffee. And I got to say, Jennifer, it was all beautiful and all amazing and it was just like being back in grade 9. Tell me about, just tell me, just talk, is what she was saying. And then there was this table of
Aw.
teenage girls beside us, and she couldn't help herself but go over and talk with them. And I got to see her in action, like got to see her with
Yes.
these teenagers, and just watched, how
Ugh.
excited they were to talk to this lady they've never met. And I it was such an incredible experience for me, and we now keep in touch still. And
Aw.
so, I think that was that, back to grade 9, she was pivotal in helping me
Mm.
feel like I did have a place in the world, and that there were things that really mattered to me, and I just needed some help figuring it out and giving it voice.
Well, consider that right now we're paying her forward.
Yeah.
Consider right now we're being ersty for everyone
Yeah.
who's listening right now, because yeah, there's
Yeah.
we all need that. We
Mhm.
all we all do. We need to know, especially in these times, that there's there's hope, that we
Mhm.
actually can, we really are the one. It's not just a trite saying that, you're the one.
Yeah.
It's actually a Hopi, a quote from the Hopi Nation, that we are the
Yeah.
ones we're seeking,
Yeah.
and so it's there is hope. I think
Yeah.
you feel that way too, Charmaine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's interesting is that, I mean, this was grade 9 was a long time ago for me.
couple of
Just
years,
a couple of years.
pshaw.
And it was really, about 5 years ago that I made that connection about
Mm,
how profound an impact
mhm.
Ursticatus had on my life. And,
Yeah,
you know, it, and then I just felt compelled to let her know. And I actually, when I went, I emailed my Girl Guide leader and
yeah,
my Scottish dancing class teacher, all these people who had shaped my
yeah,
life in some way. And the learning for me was that, man, we can all be walking around on this planet impacting people in ways, hopefully for good, but we're
yes,
impacting people and don't know it, and may never know it, and how important how we show up in the world matters.
yeah.
And I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so, like,
You're
feeling
so,
so connected to this
yeah.
concept of kindness right now.
Yeah, and we either feel a victim of the harshness of the world out there. So
Mm,
one of the things that I'm going to request, that's a step that doesn't have to do with this project,
mhm.
but I'm going to ask that people start to be more vigilant for the kindness.
Mm.
because that's what will cause you to be a reporter for the Heaven on Earth construction crew.
Yeah.
Just be vigilant for the kindness, because it's an act of generosity to pay someone else's kindness forward, or to
Hmm.
actually report on your own kindness
Hmm.
and to do an act of kindness as well. I would love for you to post a picture of you and Miss
Ms. Ersticatus,
Ersticatus too.
I
That would
will.
be really cool with the story, because
Yeah.
that would be you retroactively doing the homework from yesterday. So you got brownie
A
points.
brownie points for me. Thanks,
You got
Lori.
you got brownie points, totally.
I did the
So
homework, Lori.
it's funny, the day before I talked to you, Lori, I did the same thing. I actually looked, I didn't even know that was going to be her homework. And I was looking up my Dr. Koja from
Oh,
Brookfield High School in Ottawa. So it's interesting. I did the homework too the day before. You did it way before. So guys, so we were thinking of what would be our action for today that you could take a
mm,
picture of. So here's how it works. We give you an action of the day, okay? Then you take a picture of yourself or a video of yourself doing it. Then you write a little story about how it felt to do it. Then you tag two people and say, hey, this is what I did. Take two people in the post. You post it either on you could post it on your Facebook page or Instagram, but then then what you want to do is share it over to our page,
mm.
okay? At Agents of Awakening. So share it over to our Facebook page at Agents of Awakening, and then tag a couple of friends, tell them what you did, and then hashtag good gone viral. You could hashtag vigilance for kindness in this one, or vigilance for the good. And that's how we roll. It's
Yeah.
just enrolling more and more people in creating the world that we want to see, and also more and more people in being vigilant for that good that is already out there. But the more we create, the more easy it'll get to see. So get to be to see. All right. So we came up with one. What was ours for today, Charmaine Hammond?
Well, wouldn't it be cool, Jen, to be able to do an act of kindness that doesn't involve money? Like
Yes,
that's actually doing an
100%.
act of kindness that doesn't involve money. It might
Mhm.
not even take thought. You might just be inspired
Yeah.
in the moment to do that. But that would be what I would suggest is some kind of an act of kindness, and it may happen because of how it inspires or makes you feel, but to have it not be something that you got to put deep planning into necessarily, or
Yeah.
that doesn't cost money.
Yeah, and let's just brainstorm with everybody. I'd love for everyone to write down in the comments below some ideas or things maybe you've done in the past, so everyone
Mhm.
can have some ideas of what they can do, how they can participate, and all that kind of stuff, and then post what you did. But
Yeah.
let's brainstorm some. I'm going to take one from something you said earlier, which is around going in. I call it a beautification project, where you have kindness to your neighborhood. You just collect
Yeah.
a few people and you go and you pick up trash
Mm,
around
yeah.
the sidewalks or someplace
Yeah.
where the forest is or whatever, and you
Mhm.
just collect trash. A beautification project for no reason,
Yeah.
just to do it. So what about
Yeah.
you, Charmaine? What?
Yeah, I love that. I'm with you on that. And maybe it's, when we go to the dog park and we pick up other dogs' doo doo that our dog didn't make,
Yeah.
but it cleans the park for everyone else who has to walk through it.
y-
And I'm sure there's times we've missed it.
Yeah.
And so just sort of, I guess it's a beautification project.
Yeah. I love the kids that I've seen who've done chalk drawings
Oh,
at the end
I
of their
know.
right, so good.
Yeah.
Chalk drawings at the end of their driveway. It's not just kids, it's adults too. I've
Yeah.
seen some
Yeah.
incredible art. And it's just, thank you for, thank you for being a good human, or
Yeah.
have a great day,
Yeah.
or just like pure creativity for no reason. I
Yeah.
love that kind of thing.
Well, and you never know when the artist that did that sidewalk art or that hopscotch is
Yes.
actually looking. So if you pass a hopscotch, jump on it and do it.
Yeah,
You
no
never
kidding.
know if that little child is looking out the window and now got to watch somebody experience what they created.
Yeah. Yep, I
Yeah.
totally agree. Another one I was just thinking too is like, I was sharing with you earlier. When I go hiking in the woods, because
Mm,
I love to go out in the woods, I always like just make sure the dead branches that are lying in the way, I clear them off to the side and just I just imagine, clearing the path for people that come after me. And
mm,
then I
love it.
physically do it. So those are some of the things we can't wait to see what you guys post down below. I know Charmaine will be watching. And
Yep.
Charmaine, will you come and play every day?
Oh yes, I love what you're creating here. I just, when you said something that really triggered me earlier in a good way, Jen, and I actually wrote down a hashtag that you created. I don't know if you know that you
N-
created this, but you
No.
said kindness for the sake of it, and I thought, oh, that's a hashtag in itself, Jen. So kindness for the sake of it. But yeah, I'm so inspired by this sharing of good news because there's so many things that happen in the
Oh
world
yeah.
that don't take a lot of planning, don't take money, but boy, it feels so good to read about them or to see the pictures or hear the story behind what the image is trying to tell us.
It's fun. I like your hashtag much better than the one that I was thinking when I first got inspired to do this project. It was hashtag enough already.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we are the ones I am so over.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to complain about what I am seeing. I want to create the world we get to be in. And so thank you, Charmaine Hammond.
Thank you.
How can people, what's the way people can find you? What's a great way people can find you?
Well, on social media, they can find me at Raise a Dream. That's
Yeah.
punch and Raise a Dream, and my name
Very
will probably show
inspiring,
up.
by the way. She
Thank
features
you.
us sometimes on her page, so it's very inspiring. Raise a Dream
Yeah,
on Facebook, and I think you're on Instagram that way too, yeah?
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's great, and can you just I if you're a dog lover, you gotta read her book. Where can they buy your book, and can you tell them?
You bet. On Toby's Terms, it's a story about my dog, who, by the way, taught me to be a better human.
Mhm.
He was a rescue dog, and people always say, "Oh, it's so great that you rescued a dog." And I said, "No, it's really great because he rescued me."
Yeah,
And it's so people can find it on Amazon, some of the other online booksellers, and it's called On Toby's Terms.
thank you. So find out more about that book. That book really touched my heart. I remember when I
Mm,
first received it. So, um, that's about the kindness of a dog, by the way. The kindness
mhm,
of a dog to honor himself and be himself, and
mhm,
what we teach each other by being ourselves.
yeah.
And very, very powerful. So everyone, I love you very much. Go forth and multiply. Raise a dream. Be an agent of awakening.
Yeah.
Our Heaven on Earth Construction Crew t-shirts are almost ready. And for those of you that post some of the best, do the best reporting, we're looking at the people that do the most reporting and people that post the most amazing, the most heart touching stories.
Mm.
We're gonna send you a little present
Oh,
called a Heaven on Earth Construction Crew t-shirt. And in fact,
mm.
Charmaine doesn't even know it yet, but she's also getting a Heaven on Earth Construction Crew t-shirt. I know, so fun,
Yay!
right? Hey,
Awesome. Super fun.
so you guys, any parting words, Charmaine, as we move into this year of 2021?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, for 2021, I mean, kindness is in us, forgiving, and just give lots. It like you said earlier, Jen, I mean, it creates that overflow for all of us that we need.
Amen, sister. All right, forward home, my friend. Okay, love you, Charmaine.
Love you too, Jennifer.
See you again soon.
You bet.